Evolved Podcast, an open forum on personal growth and cultivating a positive mindset. I'm your host, Joe Fitzpatrick. Today on the show, we have my friend Joe Murray. Joe plays music. He used to play in a band that I was very fond of called Cowabunga. And I know you play in one or two bands now. Are you still in Red Chiefs Ransom?
No. I kind of parted ways with the guys. Just kind of musical differences. I was looking for something different. A couple of years ago, we just weren't agreeing, and but no hard feelings. Kind of mutual.
Cool. And are you in a band now?
Yeah, I'm playing with two of my buddies, Brian and Aaron, and doing kind of like a psychedelic funk country kind of vibe, just something completely different.
Yeah.
So we got the upright for.
So, awesome. Yeah. So Joe is a bass player, usually playing an electric bass, but you've been playing upright bass for a while now. When did you start playing that instrument?
About a year ago, I bought an electric one, and just to see if I could, how different it was, and see if it was something I'd stick to before, really going for one. And came across a cool deal on that guy behind me.
Yeah, it's a really nice.
A lot of fun.
Where'd you pick it up?
Melody Music. So actually, funny story. I had a Facebook Marketplace fiasco where I saw a deal. It was too good to be true. Got it, and it was the wrong size. I knew something was off, so couldn't return it. Took it to the local music shop, and they're like, "Well, we'll trade it." And I was like, "Hey, I'll bring a 5-string electric bass too," and worked out a deal. Ended up with this one.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was the wrong size about it? Was it too big or too small for you?
It was like the right size for my 8-year-old to be playing on. So.
Okay.
We'll say that.
Yeah. And also you're a dad now, which you weren't the last time I saw you, which is really cool.
Yeah, man.
You and your wife, Melissa, you got married last year, correct? Or was it 2 years ago?
2020.
Okay, so a few years ago now. I saw that you guys got married on a llama farm, which was really cool.
Yeah, so we rented the alpacas for a photo booth instead of doing a normal photo booth. We're like, we'll have alpacas for the cocktail hour, I guess. And everyone just kind of gathered around, hung out with them. They were dressed up as a bride and groom, so it was pretty cool.
That's fun. Yeah.
Melissa's.
My wife is a big fan of llamas and alpacas as well, and I thought that was super cool that you guys did that. We eventually visited a alpaca sanctuary in Virginia called Peaceful Fields. It was really cool. So if you guys haven't been there, I definitely encourage you to check it out.
Down your way?
It's actually closer to like Charlottesville. So I guess kind of towards Richmond, from Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
But a little out of the way.
Cool.
Also, I know you work as an electrician, right?
Low voltage company, no longer in the field, but was doing all the low voltage cabling, and then worked my way up into the office and doing the whole project management side of it.
Awesome, man. How long have you been on the project management side?
Actually, just about to hit a year in August of that side of it. I was a lead technician leading up to it. It's a big change from the whole restaurant industry.
Yeah, about that. Previously worked in the restaurant industry as a bar manager. I know you were doing that for many years.
Yep.
And then eventually decided to leave that profession to pursue this new career, which you were just speaking about, right?
Yeah, Ashburn's the data center alley, so figured might as well try to get into that market. Get it, it's kind of my ticket out of the bar industry.
When did you decide to leave the bar industry?
Let's see, 2017. I really started putting thought into it. Just every day is the same thing, in and out. Didn't matter if it was a good day or bad day. It was still the same day every day. Kind of after a while, it gets a little draining. So I was like, you know what? I want something different. Melissa and I have been together for about a year and a half at that point, I want to say. Could be maybe closer to 2 at that point. But, and uh, my stepdaughter, she was 2, almost 3, and I was like, I just want something different. I wanted to work towards that family value with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it's difficult to have a family when you're working in the bar industry, but major props to you for getting out of that line of work. And I mean, not like there's anything wrong with that necessarily.
It's a hustle, man. But it takes its toll on you after a while. And I still got good amount of friends that still do it, and they still love it. So it's
right, for sure,
for me anymore.
Yeah, and you also decided to quit drinking recently too, right?
Yeah, I'm almost 3 years now.
Awesome. So yeah, that was in 2020 then, right?
So 2020, found out Melissa was pregnant. It was a couple months after the wedding, and it's right before Christmas. And I was like, you know what? Out of solidarity, I'm just gonna not drink for 9 months, and just we'll do cool things to prep for the baby. And
right.
As it started, I was like, oh, this is very easy for me. So I was like, oh, what's another couple months? Make it a year. Just set a goal. And the closer I got to that year goal, the more activities I started picking up, the more productivity I started seeing at work, at home. Just my relationships with everyone just seemed to thrive, and just made me decide I didn't want to introduce it back in.
Yeah, that's great, man. I quit drinking in 2019, and I just decided that it wasn't really adding any value to my life anymore. And I was trying to prioritize a more active lifestyle. It sounds like you were as well. Mm-hmm. In addition to, doing it out of solidarity with your wife. And, it definitely makes life simpler in many ways where you aren't going out as much, but that's okay, and you're, not waking up hungover, so you can go for bike rides and do whatever else you got to do. So
exactly, nothing's getting put in the way or nothing's getting pushed to the side because you got to feel better that day, or go eat some cheese fries.
Yeah, exactly. And it helps you prioritize eating better too, like you just spoke to. But I think a big part of it is having a good reason for why you're doing it. It was easy for you because you had a good reason for doing it, being more present for your wife and your family, doing it to take care of your health. That was my reason, trying to be healthier, wanting to have a different lifestyle. That was a good motivator to stick with it, and it still is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the amount of different hobbies and activities I just kind of picked up and started doing with other people, and I couldn't imagine trying to get on a mountain bike ride in this July heat hungover. It was just not a chance I could do it.
Yeah. So mountain biking was one of the hobbies that you picked up, right?
Yep.
Can you talk about that experience?
Yeah. So
how's that going?
I was looking for different things I could do. I bought a Tacoma. I was like, I want to trick this thing out a little bit. And I kept seeing people hauling mountain bikes with them. I was like, oh man, I used to ride, mountain bikes, dirt bikes, everything growing up. Maybe I'll get back into that. And I did not realize that there was so many trails up here and such a big scene. And so I started getting into it, checking it out. Just loved it. Just being outside, even though there's so much going on around Northern Virginia, finding those little tucked away trails and everywhere, just kind of go lose your mind and forget about any of the daily hustle. It's awesome.
Yeah, I definitely want to come up there and check it out.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Where's some of your favorite places to ride up there?
I mean, my local spot's Lake Fairfax. It's easy to get in and out of. It's kind of hidden by Reston Town Center. You wouldn't even know it's there unless you've been there. But then you got Fountainhead and a couple spots down by Lorton that are really cool. Want to do the adrenaline junkie side. You got bike parks out west in the mountains. So
there's a trail at Reston Town Center?
Kind of near Reston Town Center. There's an ice house off of Wheelie Avenue. And that's kind of usually where everyone parks and drops in. And there's just miles of trails and features and everything back there. It's kept up really well by the county. So
Cool. Do you do any of the jumps?
yes, gone down once at Fountainhead. I was going too fast and learned my lesson on watching my speed before hitting anything first, but a little more timid since then. But
I bet.
Yeah.
Especially with, everything that happened to you in the past year,
Yep.
You are a cancer survivor. Your shirt says "fuck cancer" for good reason.
Exactly.
So let's run through that.
Sure.
Tell me, what happened.
Man, let's see. I want to say so. Probably back 2018. I was working in a data center construction site, and something just kind of didn't felt off, and I thought it was a hangover or something, and it wasn't. I was having a panic attack. Couldn't figure it out. It was just weird neurological feelings I've never felt before, and so go to the doctor. Like, sounds like anxiety or allergies. Maybe your equilibrium's messed up because your ears clogged from whatever allergies you might have. Because I was like, I had no balance on my left side. Everything was just weird. And so just wasn't getting checked right. And so that's actually why another reason I quit drinking. It's like, man, I'm going to start getting rid of things that are just not good for myself and just see what's causing this. And I want to say, so it was my daughter's birthday. We were out to brunch. It was also Easter. And I started having what I thought was a panic attack, and I was like, all right, I'll shake this. And a couple hours goes by and couldn't shake it anymore. And eventually it's like, you know what? Let's do this as calm as possible. Get the kids in the car, drop me off at the ER. Maybe they'll just, give me something, calm me down, and I'll be good. But better safe than sorry. And
sure,
end up finding a tumor this, quarter the size of my brain right here. Actually got this gnarly scar that goes all the way down. Now, I don't know how clear it is on the camera, but it's just man, the whirlwind of emotions when you're sitting in the ER room and the doctor walks in and just kind of sits down. It's like, it's not good. And all I could think of was my wife and kids, and I just could not. I just wanted to get home. And so when they pretty much said, this has to come out over the next 2 days. It cannot wait a week. I didn't register how serious it was until I was completely out of the situation. And just kind of jumped right into the surgery. I was like, well, I can't say no. I have to just do this. I've never had surgery or any health issues otherwise. So just kind of jumped right into, let's open up your skull and
yeah, for real.
I'll say it's 3 months. Let's see, this is back in April, so
right. Not that much time has passed since then. And,
I just started driving again, so
yeah. What's your recovery been looking like?
Every day is different. A lot of days now it's pretty good. It's kind of more so the weather changing or pressure changing will affect the headaches, but other than that, I mean, I've got most of my coordination back. The left side of the side of my brain on the right is affecting spatial awareness. So I pretty much have a blind spot right here. I have no idea where anything is, and I'll just run into like the dresser in my bedroom all the time on my left side.
But you can drive?
Yeah, I can drive now. I only do back roads just to get to work or where I got to go. Not driving the kids yet, just as I get used to driving again, because when they gave me the A-OK to go, I was like, man, this is I shouldn't be, so I didn't. I got lucked out. My mom and my wife helped me get back and forth to work when I went back. Everything else has been a trip, so starting to exercise and move around a little more freely. It's pretty awesome. Hoping to get on the bike soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Staring at me.
How long have you been lifting for?
I got into lifting, let's say it was 2016, 2015. My old trainer, Jeff, he was awesome, man. He really showed me a lot of cool random stuff and kind of got me hooked on it. And I'd be in the gym all the time and as I got older, I was like, all right, I don't really want to push the heavy weight too much. You know, I didn't see the benefit to it, and had nothing to prove. So it's kind of more for just the actual movement, or even started doing yoga since my recovery, just to kind of get my body moving right again.
That's great.
Yeah, man.
Where do you work out at?
Lifetime. They, as far as childcare, they got the best.
I've heard that. Yeah.
So
that's great.
Tried another place that was near the house. It was pretty cool, and they didn't take kids on their diapers, or kids that were still in diapers. So it couldn't. We could never really go work out. So
do you and Melissa train together?
Sometimes. You know, she might want to do yoga class. I might want to go lift a little bit, or
right.
Doing more I like to try the stationary bike just to get that movement more familiar and more stability before I hop on a trail.
Right. Yeah. Smart. So what does your life look like with music now? I mean, I know you mentioned you're playing in that psychedelic band. How often are you guys playing?
Yeah, it's not like when we were in our 20s getting together to be able to jam and make it, easy. We all got to take care of our own things, kids, whatever,
right.
Dogs. But I think we're getting together again next week. So we got a couple songs almost finalized, or, pretty much put together. Probably some of my favorite stuff I've done. It's just different.
Yeah, really. It's a huge difference from the pop punk that you used to play.
Yeah, I mean, I still love that. I'll still play that. Pick up a guitar sometimes and play it, or play some of the old, bunga songs on bass whenever, in the mood for it. But cool. I've been doing a lot of writing on my own also, and starting to kind of, get my little home studio to where I can just track whatever, and hey, I got an idea, let's put this down. Oh, awesome. Now I can build on that with a different instrument and try to, learn my way around the drum set a little more.
Right. Because you play guitar too as well, right?
Yeah. More so acoustic, but a little bit of drums and keep a simple rhythm or beat going, or enough to track and make it sound presentable.
Nice. What kind of music are you writing?
Kind of like an indie or singer-songwriter, just acoustic, but it's kind of got like a poppy upbeat. Vocal patterns and stuff have always been, they come to me, but the lyric part of it is just always, it's something I'm starting to kind of dabble into, and the more I play these songs on repeat, kind of coming to me.
Does Melissa play any instruments, or the kids?
I'm pretty sure my son's going to be a drummer. He seems to be obsessed with any of the drums when I have him hooked up, and any percussion we ever bring home or have, he's got rhythm. So I'm going to.
That's great.
Hey, by all means, go for it. My daughter, she loves music. Not sure if it's something she wants to do. She has a couple of her own guitars. She'll mess with them every now and then. And then Melissa, she'll tell you she plays a mean triangle.
Cool.
Yeah.
How did you and Melissa meet?
So we had a lot of mutual friends growing up, and went to different actual rival high schools in Ashburn, and just never met. And my old roommate, who I also worked with, used to work with her in the restaurant industry years ago. So they were friends, and one day I was like, hey, you're single, you guys should meet, or you guys have met before in the past, like,
right.
Maybe you should talk. And then it was just instant click. And I mean, I knew instantly, probably from the first week. I think I said, oh, there's the love of my life, just not even realizing I said that out loud. I was like, well, I guess that's out in the open. But it's been awesome. I couldn't imagine any of the stuff that we've gone through having to do it alone. I mean, she's been my rock through everything.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. She seems like a great girl.
Yeah, man, I'm hoping we can get together sometime.
Yeah, we'll make it happen for sure.
So yeah, very happy, my man.
Definitely, dude. That'd be great. Yeah. So, did you guys used to work together at one of the restaurants that you worked at?
No, she so we never worked together. She was kind of off out of the industry and more into the corporate office environment, you know.
Okay.
And so we were complete opposites when we met.
Yeah.
We couldn't be more opposite. And that she kind of motivated me, just seeing the way she goes, just kind of kept me going, and really just brought a glow. Her glow brought out a glow in me to just better myself at all times. I mean, without pushing me. I mean, I've had a couple friends of mine meet her for the first time, and one thing I'll never forget is my buddy saying, "Man, you must be awesome because he's done nothing but better himself since he's met you." I mean, I quit smoking cigarettes, like probably within the first couple months of dating, because I didn't want my stepdaughter or my daughter, who's 2 at the time, to see me smoking and think that that's normal. I was like, you know what, I think it's time to put those down. And
Wow.
And then it just progressed, and I'd take breaks from drinking and stuff and be fine, and then always had my turn off switch, and then eventually just looked at it. I was like, I don't see a need to. We have everything's kind of good the way it is, you know.
Yeah, man, definitely. And it sounds like you really stepped up too, like with her daughter. I know she, like you said, your stepdaughter, now your daughter, she had her from a previous relationship. And it doesn't sound like that was a deterrent in any way for you wanting to be in a relationship with her.
No, I mean, not at all. I mean, my daughter, the second, like, we could start, being around each other, we just kind of clicked. And
that's awesome.
I mean, she's awesome. I don't know how it would be without the two of them. The two of them motivated me to just keep wanting to do the best I could do. And then as the years went by and we got married, and it was like, oh, let's go for one of our own, and we have my son, who's my clone. It's been great, man. I wouldn't trade anything for it.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be lifting weights and biking with you in no time.
He's got some energy. He needs to get loose for sure.
Awesome, man. So let's talk a little bit about your job. So I want to talk about, the transition from working in the field to working in the office. You spoke a bit about that, about wanting to have a bit more stability and, not have to be like on your feet as much. And like, I'm sure there's better pay with that too. Can you talk about like why that was so important to you?
I mean, I've been working since I was 14. Every job I had, once I turned 18, it was, all right, you're going to go up into this management role. So it was just kind of natural to do that.
Yeah.
But I knew I've always been on my feet, always been moving, some kind of hustle, work with my hands. So when it got to the construction sites and real manual labor, I was like, man, I can do this, but I don't want to do this forever. And I got a lot of my friends, they love it too. It's just like the guys are still doing the bar thing. It's for some people, and it's not. For me, it was more so I wanted a little bit more of that office side of it to kind of do the management, but I had to earn it. I had to learn how we did everything in the field. I had to learn how the whole picture goes together before they just be like, all right, sure, go sit down and plan this. I had to get my experience.
Right.
But
cool, man. Did you get a project management certification? Or are you working towards that?
No, it's something I want to do. I mean, that's a long process there, or a big process, the testing and everything. But I haven't had the time to get into any testing or certs and stuff lately. I got a class I got to finish. That's a design and build that they signed me up for. But then all this went down, and I haven't started back into it. But I'm about to, now that I can kind of focus on a computer again and really rack my brain like I used to.
Yeah, no pun intended there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Does like technology affect your brain at all, or like give you
Um,
headaches?
Sometimes I left my I have glasses now. I'm not wearing them. I left them on my desk yesterday, but um, the screen will really get me the blue light. So I actually have the blue light blockers, and it's just a
Nice.
small reading prescription, but it helps. I was getting migraines and whatnot, dealing with the screen all the time. So that's something I just was not used to.
Yeah, for sure. That was quite the adjustment.
I couldn't scroll on my phone for a few weeks, for more than maybe a minute. Sitting in the hospital bed, it would make me dizzy, so I just wouldn't even bother. I did a lot of talk text if people were reaching out to me while I was recovering.
Cool.
But not really. I mean, I'm at the point now I've pretty much healed. Minus just some days are better than others.
Yeah. So they think they caught the tumor and got it out before it spread to any other parts of your body?
So it's a stage 2 or a grade 2 astrocytoma is what it's called. It didn't come from anywhere else. It started very slowly here. That's why I didn't know it was there for so long, until it was just so big it was pushing pressure.
Right.
So they got it all out. And the side of it that's, a little, that kind of sucks is there will always be microcells in this area from where they cut it out, because it's the brain, everything's connected.
Right.
And it will one day start growing again, return. It's kind of crazy. I've had a lot of time to process it. Some days are harder than others, but
Yeah.
it is what'll come back and get me one day. But I'll fight it again. Right now I'm going in. I'm in good hands at Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, and my oncologist, she's great, and she's like, let's get you on some trial treatments if we have to, or we're going to do an MRI every 3 months. I just had one the other day, and no sign of anything regrowing, so that's good news in my book. I'm keep positive with that. And I don't look at it as like a death sentence. It's to hear your own mortality is a little crazy thing to process. It's something you don't really think of you're ever going to hear until it's that time. But when we were told this, Melissa asked if I would see 80, and probably not 80, but you got decades, and I'm more than okay with that, because all it means is decades to enjoy my kids, decades to enjoy my time with my wife, to live everything as best as I can and see the people I grew up with, like yourself. Now I've not just this, I want to come down and see you, or vice versa, like get some time with my people. So I'll say it gave me a completely different outlook on life that I don't wish anybody had to go through it, but it's a beautiful disaster.
Yeah. I mean, that's life, right? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Not to put it like too bluntly on you, but like, that literally is life. Life is a beautiful disaster.
Yep.
We
absolutely
all are going to die at some point. We don't know when. It's going to happen.
I could get hit by a car tomorrow, and this might be what takes me. It's crazy to hear that, and process it. But exactly, anything can happen at any point. You never promise tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like that's really powerful what you said, like how you choose to not see it as a life sentence. Like, it's all about your perspective on it, and you want to take advantage of the time that you do have, and share it with the people you do care about, and really live more intentionally with the time that you're able to experience life.
Live with purpose. Don't let a day go by drowning in your sorrows. It's some days, like I said, are hard, because some days it hits and you think about it. And then for the most part, I mean, I see my kids, I have a smile, I'm having fun.
Man.
I don't want to waste that time with a pity party. And I will say, I mean, I do have an awesome support group too. I mean, a very close friend of mine also had a cancer diagnosis over the last few years, and I've been watching him battle, and now we're battling it together. It's nice that his boy and my boy get to grow up together. His wife, my wife have each other. He only has one kid, but
yeah, it's great to have that community of support around you and your family too.
It makes a shitty situation more, I guess, tolerable.
Right. Yeah, and to know that there will be other people there to support, Melissa and your kids as well.
Exactly.
If something were to happen.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So let's talk about nutrition. Mm-hmm. What does your nutrition look like? What's your go-to meal that helps you feel your best?
Living with kids and trying to be on a healthy diet is a not challenge, but you got to really kind of put in. Okay, we're gonna grab a vegetable or keep some fruit around the house.
Yeah.
I saw you're vegan. Are you still doing that?
Yeah, I've been vegan since the start of 2017. I don't have kids, so I don't have to, plan for that. But my diet has changed quite a bit since I decided to become vegan. Before I was eating a lot of like pre-made meals and like the plant-based meats, which are great. But now it's more just like rice, kale, sweet potatoes, and some plant-based protein. I usually do tofu, or I'll do like seitan, which I can make myself as well, or I'll like crumble it up into like a protein crumble. And, that's how I look the way I do now, because I've been able to like lose quite a bit of weight,
What's
build
the
some
total
muscle
number,
up.
if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it depends on when you're asking. Because
I get that.
Yeah. At my heaviest weight, I was around 280. And I think the last time I weighed myself was a couple days ago. I was 196. So, that's almost 100 pounds right there. But in the past couple of years, I lost 50 pounds. So like half of that was pretty recently. I'd already been vegan for a few years, but I was still kind of heavy, and I needed to improve my diet, add more strength training in, so that I could continue to make that progress, which is what I did.
Cycling does wonders for the body and the mind, doesn't it?
It really does, man. Yeah. It's great cardio. It's also just super fun. I think you can enjoy it more than running. Running is great too, but you can move a lot faster on a bike.
Better on your knees too.
Yeah, better on your knees. And also, like, there's a great bike community here in Richmond. So it's really cool to like make friends and go on bike rides together too.
Nice. Yeah, I got a buddy down there. I'll meet up with at some of the bike parks, and keeps trying to get me to come down there and ride Pocahontas. And once I can drive that drive, I will be down there riding for sure.
I've ridden at Pocahontas before. It's a great park. The fire roads are, super easy to ride on, and the single track's not too bad either.
Cool. You got a gravel bike for that one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I have a gravel bike. I've been riding it for a couple of years now. It's really good. I wish it had some suspension on the front forks, which is why I want to get a mountain bike. But this bike will do the job. Have you rode at Pocahontas before?
No, the furthest south I've gone down with the bike has been in Lorton over at Fountainhead or Meadowood Parks.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
But I've seen pictures and it looks awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice. We'll definitely get you out there.
Sweet, man.
Yeah. So when you're not working and not riding your bike, like, what are some forms of self-care that you'd like to practice? I know you mentioned yoga. What do you do to take care of yourself?
Let's see. Just like physically, mentally, either.
All the above. Yeah.
If I can get a little bit of quiet time nowadays with the kids, I'm plugging in a guitar. I mean, the way I got the studio set up, I plug in a guitar, microphone, and I'll just sit here with the headphones and just kind of be lost in my own world. I don't know where he is. Oh, he's all the way over off in the corner. But I got my chocolate lab mix. He's off. Usually him and I'll go out and do something. He keeps me pretty active. To keep him as a calm service dog, I got to run him every day.
What's your dog's name?
Buddy. So we actually got him from the pound, and he's just such a goofy dog. And I was like, yeah, we're not changing that. He kind of reminds me of like Buddy the Elf, you know?
Yeah, that's great.
Melissa says. He's just great. I mean, he goes to the office with me every day. We send him off for training. Just he has this. Him and I have always had this very weird bond and connection. So, when I was in recovery, he didn't leave my side. Melissa's like, I think he's worth getting the training. And we sent him off for the training. And I mean, it's crazy to see the boost in morale around my office just by having him there. I mean, he's got an on-off switch. I say free, he looks up and goes and makes his rounds to all the cubes and offices, and then comes back over and hangs out and just kind of keeps an eye on me. I'm a seizure risk, so it's comforting to know that if something happened to me out in public, he can at least alert, draw attention to the issues.
Yeah. Have you had a seizure since your diagnosis?
No, I haven't had anything that's felt like it. I mean, I'm on anti-seizure meds, but they said all the what I thought was anxiety or weird off balance and visuals, that I was having different levels of seizures actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I mean that completely blew my mind. Okay, so last whatever it was 4 or 5 years was having seizures because of just the pressure building.
Huh. You didn't know that you were having a seizure?
No, I didn't know what a seizure feels like. Yeah. I thought it was, originally I thought it was because I was working in the middle of a data center construction site that had no air conditioning, and I was hungover or a heart attack or something because, if you WebMD while you're having symptoms, everything's the worst.
Yeah, that's crazy to know that. I had no idea, like, you could be, like, that highly functioning and still be having a seizure.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was just, and they would pass. So I was like, okay. I mean, you look up anxiety symptoms, and there's so many different symptoms that I was like, oh, maybe I'm just anxious now, and I don't know why. And even, I mean, there was some anxiety tied to it because my body's fight or flight was turning on, but I didn't know why. I haven't really been getting that since. I mean, I remember right as I woke up from surgery, even though I was all looped up from the anesthesia, I remember, I'm like, man, my brain feels like it's working again. I thought I was going crazy over the last couple of years. I
bet that was very validating in a way to like know like you weren't crazy and have a better, clearer understanding of what was happening with you.
Yeah, I mean, really the first sign of anything that I knew something was wrong is I started with this little bald spot in the back of my head, and then it slowly grew and grew. And you have alopecia, but never, what's the underlying cause of alopecia? It's an autoimmune disorder, and it's attacking the hair follicles. Well, it could be caused from a tumor on the brain that was right on the same side. I was getting shots to kind of help boost the hair follicles and everything up. The hair's all growing back. It's just crazy. I'm pretty sure they're connected. I have no way of proving it.
So they suggested during that visit that it could have been related to a tumor?
No. That's
okay.
There's so little known about the type of cancer that I got. It's very, there's the doctors that know about it. It's just more so it's a rare type of tumor. It's not a, glioblastoma that just kind of pop, you just realize you have it and you're given, X amount of time left. It's
is it hereditary?
Yes, it comes from a hereditary gene that could have come from any side of my family. Honestly, I'm not gonna sit there and point fingers where it came from. But definitely passed down. It's an IDH mutation that it carries. It also makes it more receptible to the treatments available. So there's some treatments that can kind of keep it from starting to grow again, or if it does start to grow, keeps it the grow time down a little bit. So all positive stuff, to come out of it.
Yeah.
But I'm more worried about my son. So we're getting.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. I was
testing.
wondering if there were any like screening options for your kid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go sending him into MRI tanks for his whole youth getting preventative scans, but we're definitely gonna see what they suggest as he gets older. Hey, what can we do to check? My uncle recently, one of my uncles recently found out he was diagnosed with colon cancer, and that comes from Lynch syndrome that's passed down from his dad, so my grandfather on the Murray side. So when we were out at Hopkins, I asked, can that be linked? And yeah, those can absolutely. Lynch syndrome can lead to brain tumors. So who knows? I also have on my mom's side, my grandmother's cousin's granddaughter, I think 19, got diagnosed with a brain tumor around the same time I was in recovery. So who knows? But all I know is I carry those genes, and we're just gonna have them. We're just gonna keep an eye and keep him healthy. I mean, he's at the age now where he devours broccoli and any healthy food you throw at him. Just kind of keep that positive or good meal choices.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
At least you have that awareness now of what you learned from this experience. So that not only are you applying it to yourself, but you can, share it with your family as well.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really eat out. We don't eat a lot of junk. I mean, I love pizza. We all love pizza in this house. So we get our pizza fix. We get our, but it's not that's not an everyday meal or anything. We try to have light meals, fire up the grill, just whatever we can do to be healthy, at least not be eating fast food, any of the pre-made stuff as much as possible. It's there here and there. But, I mean, trying to keep it out at all costs.
Yeah. We got to wrap up soon, but I just want to get a couple questions before you go. Sure. Starting with our mindset moment. What is a quote or phrase that helps you stay positive in times of personal hardship?
For me, it was I read on a shirt. It was actually I was looking for like cancer survivor shirts and stuff, and I saw one that said, and it said, sometimes you're put the toughest soldiers are put through the hardest battles just to see what they can handle. And that really just resonates with me, and it makes me want to just take whatever is thrown my direction, whether it's with the diagnosis or anything else that comes our way. Just take it head on, handle it the best way we can handle it, keep that positivity for my kids to absorb and learn from, if anything.
I love that. Next is PMA Warrior of the Week. Who is someone who helps you to maintain a positive mindset?
I mean, that's got to be my wife, Melissa. She's probably the most bubbly, positive person I've ever met in my entire life. And I mean, we all have bad days, so I could have something, and she just always has a counterbalance of, here's the positive of it. Here's this. Yeah. Here's how to look at it. I mean, my buddy Manny, that's probably the most positive guy I've ever met in my life. And I mean, we talk a lot all the time. He just always sends positive vibes.
Awesome. Last, where can people connect with you if they want to follow along with you on your journey?
So I haven't really been to, I mean, I kind of, my personal Facebook had posted about my journey. I didn't really get into my, that I quit drinking or started a better lifestyle. I just kind of kept that off of it. But I haven't really gone anywhere else with it on Instagram. I was thinking about opening up a new Instagram account for any music stuff I just kind of come up with. But right now, my personal Instagram at Bro Murray, still the same one.
Bro_Murray, right?
Yes.
Cool.
I don't think I'll ever change that one.
Awesome. Well, definitely let me know if you decide to open up that new Instagram page.
Absolutely. I just want to get a couple like little videos or something put together to open it with instead of just a page with nothing on it. And then you'll get some ads and stuff here and there.
Sweet. But we'll definitely connect more offline about getting together with our wives.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I would love that.
Yeah. All right, dude. Take care.
All right, brother. You too, man.
Are you in the same studio as when we talked last year?
Yeah, I moved stuff around a bunch of times, and yeah, family's ever growing and changing. So
yeah, and congratulations on that. I know Melissa's pregnant right now with another baby, right?
Yeah, man.
Is that number 4?
Oh, no, 3. Yeah.
Okay. Right on, dude. Awesome.
Yeah.
When's her due date?
Christmas, maybe on Christmas, but we're hopefully a couple days prior.
Cool.
So we're home. Cool. Yeah, having a little girl. So super excited. Girls are much easier at a younger age. My boy's a nut.
Yeah. So she had the first girl from her previous relationship, and y'all had the son together, and now y'all are having another girl of your own. Super cool.
Everyone's excited. Very, very excited.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you, man. It's hard to believe it's been a year already.
I know. It's been a wild year, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool we're doing like a version 2 because like I feel like we hung up the last one and everything just changed.
Yeah.
Or not changed, but just like, I don't know. Just so much happened. So
yeah,
I'm sure on your side too.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll definitely get into that. So welcome back to Evolve Podcast. This is part 2 with Joe Murray. It's been about a year since we spoke last in our part 1 conversation. So I wanted to get you back here and talk about all the exciting things that you have going on right now in your life, personally, professionally, and musically, and give everyone a full picture of who you are as an artist and a creator.
Yeah.
So we talked a bit about your project management job. I want to start there.
Sure.
How are things going with that aspect of your career?
Great. I mean, the company is growing. Growing with the company. Just got another buddy of mine on my team, so things are just getting, a lot easier. More hands on deck,
Totally. Have you started a project management certification?
Not yet. So I've kind of more into. I started taking a design build class to get certifications that side because of my my health issue that happened. I'm not going and driving around as much, so more so on the bid side.
That's cool.
Finding the jobs, winning them.
Good stuff.
Keeping the budgets rolling, cranking numbers, all the fun stuff.
Yeah, keeping the stability that you were looking for from that more like stable desk job, compared to what you were doing previously, as well as working in the field, working your way up in the ranks of the company. So you can provide that for your family. That's great. Yeah. That's sick, dude. Speaking of your health, how's your health been? Any updates on that?
Pretty good, man. I mean, it's the same. I've had all scans so far have been clear, so no signs of regrowth. They put me on a chemo pill, so dropped a lot of weight not trying, but besides that, it could be worse. I'm looking at the bright sides. I'm not getting infusions or anything.
Sure.
Seen some friends of mine go through hell with that, so very, very grateful for what it is. But yeah, everything seems to be working. I'm in the right hands, so it's been good.
Good.
Some days are better.
Of course. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Has that chemotherapy treatment affected your strength training and endurance at all?
No, not so much. I mean, I don't really go to the gym and go crazy with, lifting heavy or anything. Once I did my core rehab and everything after the surgery. Once I did that, I kind of shifted more towards the mountain bike solely, and then I lift lightly at home or at the gym, but not trying to go crazy or lift heavy anymore.
Yeah. What are you lifting on average? What's your PR that you're aiming for, if anything?
I wouldn't even say I'm aiming. I think just to kind of maintain or go. I think right now my bar's set at 185 in the garage, and I switch it back and forth between flat, decline, or incline, and just try to go for whatever I can do. If I'm at the gym, go for a couple different. I like doing dumbbells. That's going to be my next investment for the garage.
Cool. So you're building out a garage gym?
Just something so I don't have to always drive to the gym,
Yeah, I'm sure it makes it easier with the kids and, planning for the next kid too,
Yeah, I got to stay local.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about Cowabunga.
Yeah, man.
As I mentioned at the start of part one, Joe used to play in a pop punk band called Cowabunga that was based in Northern Virginia. And they broke up 10 years ago in 2014 due to band members basically losing interest. That's my understanding.
Losing interest, getting older,
directions. Yeah.
Families.
Yep, absolutely. And I know since then, Ian Marsh, one of the founding members, primary songwriter of the band, he's living in Charleston, South Carolina right now. Jordan, the lead guitarist, he's living in Baltimore area, somewhere over there. Tommy, he's still in Richmond. You and Kevin are up in Northern Virginia.
Kevin's in Maryland now too, so we're really spread.
Yeah. So there's been talk in some social media posts since then from Ian over the years and other people such as myself asking for the band to do a reunion. So y'all played your last show in 2014 at what was then Empire, formerly Dex in Springfield, Virginia. What happened after the show in 2014? Let's go back there.
Man, I just remember that being a rough time for me. So I was working the bar around an Irish pub, and that was kind of to me, that was my outlet. That was my, on the weekends, my best friend's getaway. And me personally, I hit a low spot for a little while. I mean, that's back when I was drinking heavy, and that kind of went on for a while.
And I know I've heard you guys talk about how everyone was really drunk during that show. A few of you may even have blacked out. So you don't really remember much, and you guys lost all your money that you made from that show.
Oh God, yeah. That's the worst part. I mean, looking back on me, we talk all the time. We regret nothing, but oh man, if it doesn't make me just go more motivation to just being happy that I don't drink anymore.
Yeah, for real. So did you guys keep in touch after that show, or did you lose touch?
Ian kept in touch with everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably kept in touch with him the most, Kevin, and then, Tommy, Jordan here and there. As it'd be hey, what's up? I'm down in Richmond, or hey, what's up? Thinking about you for this reason. Other than that, we all just kind of started building our lives out.
Yeah. And I know Ian was dating Susie at the time, his wife. He got married at some point after the band had broken up, I believe. And I know
he was
all or most of you were able to go to his wedding, right?
Yep.
And you got married as well. Kevin got married. Were any of the guys there at your wedding?
No. So unfortunately, they were all invited, and then COVID hit. And the worst part is lockdown happened right, literally the week of, or the day after, something incredibly close. That lockdown happened, and right after we paid for the venue. So we sent out the invitations, paid the venue. Lockdown, can't do anything. Can't have guests more than 4 people, whatever the rule was. And so we had to send out uninvites. So we had to make it very small. And so unfortunately, none of the guys ended up being there. But
well, having planned a wedding, I know how that goes. Thankfully, when we had our wedding, the pandemic restrictions had lifted substantially, and we waited over a year to do our wedding for that exact reason. We wanted to have as many friends and family as we were able to, but of course, you are still limited in who you can invite, especially when you have a big family. When your brain tumor happened, that was, reminding me again, was that in 2019 or 2020?
The brain tumor. So I started getting like symptoms of that in 2018.
Right.
Had no idea what was going on. Misdiagnosed anxiety and whatever it could have been. Allergies, just all sorts of stuff. Lack of sleep. No one just said, "Hey, go get an MRI,"
Right.
which would have probably saved me time. But
For sure.
just kept going on, and I just thought, okay, this is just how my anxiety manifests. This is how I'm gonna be. This, just kind of got used to it.
Mm-hmm.
And when came to find out those were just seizures the whole time, which is wild. But it was actually 2023 that it happened. So on my daughter's birthday, we were out at lunch, and that's the most wild thing I've ever encountered.
Yeah.
Poor girl.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, we go out of our way to make sure she has the best birthday every year now.
Of course.
She didn't deserve to have those two things tied, so we don't. Besides this moment right now, we don't ever really talk about it. You know what I mean? As far as it being affiliated with the birthday.
When did you share that news with Ian and the rest of the guys in the band?
I was in the ER actually. I had just found out. I had texted a couple, immediate family, couple close friends, that are nearby, or who were, friends who I'd been close to, the closest to, and I think they might have been maybe the 6th round text. I opened up the Cowabunga text and told them what was going on, and just let them know, like, hey guys, no, we don't talk much, but here's what's going on. Think about you guys, and I'm gonna kick ass and get through this. Love you guys was kind of the mentality.
That's cool.
That was kind of like where the fuck it, I'm gonna just, I got no other option, go right at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm sure they were very supportive of you, as they are.
Absolutely.
That's great.
The mentality, the morale boost of having like the group chats and just everything going on through this reunion show has been awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. You hear stories about like bands getting back together after like big life events like that happening. Like I know, like I heard Blink-182 talking about, Mark Hoppus had cancer, and that inspired him and Travis to reconcile with Tom.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if that event in your life maybe had an impact on, you guys getting back together as well.
So absolutely. I mean, shout out to Mike Forbes from Out of Time, because when I was down in Florida this past spring break with my family, and whenever I'm down there, I try to hit him up to see if we can, link up or something. And this time we made it happen, and just hanging out. And I remember hugging him, and just like I almost cried, or I was crying. I don't know. I cry a lot now when I see my friends. Just happy. But we were talking, and he just kept saying, man, you guys got to come out of retirement. We could totally do this Jammin Java show. Like, you guys got to play it, blah, blah, blah. And I said, there's no way we're too spread out. And I remember I got a call like a week or so after I got back from Ian saying, hey, man, Mike Forbes has been bugging me about this. And kept saying, I don't think it's going to happen. And then I'm actually going to be up that time, and we can get together and rehearse, and we can do this and this and this. And that's when we talked about summer EP on vinyl, and then it kind of took off from there. And it's been, so I'm sure it had something to do with it, but to my knowledge, I don't know if that motivated any of it.
Did you talk to Mike about that at all?
I thank him all the time. Yeah. I think when it first started coming together, I texted him, thank you so much. This is 100% you're doing.
That's super cool, man.
Yeah.
I have another question about your quarantine reunion videos. So in 2020, you guys dropped a couple of quarantine reunion videos where you were playing, I think it was Cherry Cola and Run Along.
Yep.
Over Zoom. And like, I guess Ian edited the videos together. You guys figured that out somehow.
Yeah, that was my first stab at like video editing.
Nice.
I put a couple things together. That was when I started building my home studio. Let me take a whack at this, guys. Take your videos and send them to me, and then we just did playthroughs. But yeah,
Yeah, it was super cool. Really like awesome to see something not new, but like a new look at some of the old songs.
yeah, those were super fun.
You see everyone again, just playing this was sick. So, was there any talk about getting the band back together at that point, or was it just something you were doing for fun?
So it's been an off and on topic over the years, man. Ever since, but then Ian was the first one to start having kids, and Kevin, then myself, and it just got harder, more spread out. But actually, fun fact: in 2018, I was in Greece and texted the guys, "Hey, it's about to be the 10-year anniversary of Summer EP. We should do a reunion." And that was the plan. We got together at Kevin's that summer, or shortly after, and practice. Started writing like 2 songs, and it was really coming together. And then life happened, and it just never went anywhere. And anytime we talked about it, it kind of stayed there. And so we never thought it was going to actually happen. It just was always a topic that came up. But
have you guys continued to work on those new songs and other songs?
Not those, but we've been throwing talks back and forth. Ian, Kevin, and I have a little group chat called Bunga Dads. So we were the 3 guys that were, from the beginning. The 3 guys that got kids. So we were kind of tossing ideas back and forth to get it started there, and then bringing the rest of the influence in, as we do, just to kind of get it going. Jordan's got stuff he's working on, so I think the show kind of, put a little fire under everybody. That seems like everyone's just happy. It just seems so. It seems like it never took the break. I guess that's what's cool about it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Ian periodically posting on the Cowabunga Facebook page definitely kept that interest alive. The music still being available to some degree online. Summer EP was up there as the only one for a while.
We didn't realize that. They just took a bunch of stuff down. We didn't know that it expired because we weren't paying attention anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So he ramped when we started doing all this. He started ramping all the business stuff, getting the merch ready. The new merch is so awesome. I actually got some of it sitting right here.
I'm actually wearing one now.
Yeah, nice.
I got the Cherry Cola T-shirt, which I love. It's super comfortable, and I love how it looks. I've even gotten compliments on it. Someone's like, "Where'd you get that?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's a band." Different. And I know you have some older designs that y'all brought back as well, like the eagle, seal, and the
baseball tee.
For the fences baseball tee. Yep. It was sick. If there's any left, I might pick one up at the show.
Oh, I hope there's some left. I'm sure there will be.
Yeah, definitely. The show is coming up on July 5th. And so like a week away, which is awesome. It's something we've all been looking forward to for so long. How are you feeling about it?
I'm just excited. I actually just got I'm getting my bass rig final touches on it. It's all together because I sold all the big stuff years ago, and I'm like, well, here's an excuse to reinvest.
Yeah. Has there been any talk about what would happen after the show, or like for the band?
We're definitely going to be having day of, like, when we're all together in person, conversations about that stuff, because it seems to be the best way to get it. Everybody talking the realist in person.
Totally.
You don't have to worry about someone not responding for a few hours and whatnot, and then forgetting. But yeah, I definitely think more shows down the road are possible. Definitely think more merch, songs, all that definitely coming. When, couldn't tell you, because it's all slow process these days.
I feel like there needs to be a Cowabunga Wives group chat too.
I probably need to set that up with Melissa and Susie and Catherine. Yeah,
got to make sure they're on the same page with it too. With families and wives, there needs to be that communication as well. It's an important part of it. I get that as a married guy.
Yeah, I remember the second Melissa and I got married, she kind of took over talking to my mom and grandma and aunt, just kind of started her own little group chats. And it's like, man, I feel like I'm okay, go for it.
Are your kids or Melissa going to be able to come to the show at all?
Audrey's going to be there. Yeah, my oldest will be there. She's super excited. It's her first concert.
Awesome.
And I mean, she grew up hearing me always showing, hey, listen to Cowabunga this, Cowabunga that. I mean, I've got videos of her at 2 saying, or 3 saying, Cowabunga, dude.
She's been learning guitar, right?
Yeah, off and on. We got her first one at 3. We got her pink electric mini Strat, and then a couple years ago got her acoustic, and she picks them up from time to time, but no pressure on her. So I want her to, want to pick it up if she wants.
So she's not playing any Cowabunga riffs just yet?
Not just yet. And then Jack's obsessed with drums, so I can't keep him off the drum set, which is cool.
Right on. That's super cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any like big hopes and dreams for like the show or anything in the future with Cowabunga?
Show wise, I want to see a lot of old faces. I've already seen guys from the old Sterling Community Center days where we first had our first show, the old Nova scene. Some of those guys talking about coming, seeing all the people from Richmond coming out. I mean, I don't know if any of our fan base in Missouri is coming, but I've been seeing some of the Springfield guys like talking about getting out. So it'd be cool. The coolest part about our farewell shows, people drove from all over. So I hope that's the same case. And if it's,
I hope so too.
It's been fun doing all the videos. I was in Europe, the last 2 weeks, and I had a free time on the trains and everything. So I was just making all promo videos left and right and posting them.
So you were the one making those?
Yeah, I've been doing all the socials since we started everything.
That's
so it's
cool.
it gives me something extra to do.
Yeah, really funny ones in there with like clips from movies and stuff.
Yeah,
really great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are you enjoying like the video editing process and like doing that more frequently?
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. And then and this is the second podcast I've done with you. I did one with Ian and the Bar Down Break Tour or Bar Down Breakdown guys. So that was cool too. So be more fun to get into these. These are easy and fun and get to talk to people. So
yeah, I could totally see you doing a podcast, whether it's about music or,
just anything, man. I got got the music page running. Since I think I plugged that when we last talked, and now it's actually going. Since Cowabunga's ramped up, I've kind of haven't been posting as much, but the Joe Murray music page, that's been cool getting that one going because it's anything from videos to music production, recording, collaborating, writing riffs for someone that wants to collaborate or with people. It's kind of the whole idea behind it.
Yeah, what have you been doing with that lately?
Got to play at a flower festival and on Memorial Day with my buddy Aaron Dugas. That was cool. We played a bunch of covers, that kind of like a folky country style. I was on upright, he was playing acoustic, both singing and doing all different genres. Like even played No Diggity as a country song, and
cool.
Not our original idea, but it was fun.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. Are you still playing with that rockabilly piece that you were telling me about?
So, with both the guys kind of separately, just because it's hard to get the three of us together, really. So, I actually work with one of them, my buddy Brian, and we when we have free time, we'll get together and do some music. And then the other guy, Aaron, that's who I did the gig with.
Okay.
But then I'm just trying to get some free time to kind of get my own stuff again, because I've moved things around a couple times, and now it's because of the show, all my gear is all over the place again. So with my new daughter on the way, I got to adjust it again, because I promised my oldest I give her a big girl area to hang out. So now I got to figure out how to Tetris again, where everything's going to go. So,
Sure.
I mean, I remember Melissa walked up behind me and was like, Joe, I'm pregnant. And after I gave her a hug, I came over and put a whole bunch of music gear up for sale. I was like, well, we need space.
Yeah. I know you'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're the motivation, dude. They're awesome. I can't wait to meet my next one, too. It's going to be awesome.
Have you picked out a name yet?
Yep, her name's gonna be Isla Jane.
Very pretty.
Yep,
That's awesome, dude.
yep.
Are you doing any other sound production projects?
Not right now. What I want to start doing also, so the mixing console and the kind of setup and mics I've been gathering, I've kind of got it to where I can travel. I have like a travel case and everything. I can take the whole studio with me, so I can go. We'll also make doing demos and stuff for new Cowabunga stuff easy because I can take it to go, for instance, to Kevin, mic up his drums, track his drums, get Ian to send his guitars. We can send it off to Mike Bridget, the Monster House, to kind of get an idea before we get together and actually record. So starting there, and also want to go track live bands while they're playing live, or also if bands need a PA, someone to run their sound, or PA for a gig. I know a lot of venues end up not having a good PA, so I've got that. So that's the next step, is to kind of rent myself out for shows to kind of sound engineer for smaller gigs and whatnot. So once we get through this reunion show, I can start building that up. I want to set up the LLC and everything for it.
Yeah. So I've been talking to Ian about recording the video of the show at Jammin Java, and he said that you might be able to help out with recording the audio. So I wanted to check in with you on that and see what you got and what we're going to do.
So for this one, because when I first said that, I was okay. I can bring my whole travel rig. I can set it up on stage, and all I got to do is just get the left right out from the main mixing board, and I can just, it wouldn't be separate tracks, but it would at least be, here's the sound from the mixing board, and then I could edit it to sound, make the sound quality a little better. However, a couple weeks ago, Jammin Java emailed all the bands, hey, here's the options. Do you guys have this? Do you need your own gear? Blah, blah, blah. Are you backlining? Are you doing this? XYZ. One of the options is multi-track recording of the set. So I opted for that. Nice. Yeah. So I'm paying them to do that while we're playing. So I'll have those. So that'll be awesome.
Perfect.
So that's taken care of, and I can mix and edit that and send it to you. Also got another videographer to get another whatever angles of the set and everything that we hired, because we got a photographer. And then right after we hired the photographer, another girl hit me up on the Cowabunga page and said, well, do you do videos? Yeah, I just got into it. All right, cool. Let's do it. So we're just going to have cameras everywhere, and we want this documented, and it's going to be a fun time.
Do you know who it is?
Her name's Renee. My phone is my camera right now, so I can't off the top of my head remember her name on Instagram, but I remember it's Renee.
Okay, cool. Do you know if she's willing to share her footage with me, as the editor, to incorporate her video into one video, or does she want to do her own?
We're supposed to talk with her further about what exactly we want, XYZ, but I think she wants to get that a little closer to the date. Actually, probably after this, I'll message her and see what she wants to do. But I don't think it should be a problem. I mean, if we're paying her to come out and film, it's kind of
your call.
Our call, I feel like. But we'll talk with her. It's business and business, so we'll make something work with everybody happy.
Cool. Sounds good.
Like I said, you and I will collaborate the rest of it.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Love that. Yeah. It's always good to get extra angles and.
Oh yeah. Kevin's got he's setting up his GoPro, so you'll have a drum view. I have a GoPro too, but I don't know what my angle would be from it, but I at least have it if we want to use it.
Yeah. And I have one as well. I was planning on bringing.
Okay. So I can bring mine if you want to. I don't know how I usually use my GoPro for mountain biking trips, so it's usually hooked up to my phone. I don't know how you want to go about it, but we can get those details.
Yeah, we'll sort that out day of. I have multiple size tripods that we could.
Yeah, I've got a flexible one that has a clip, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, so it'll be good.
Yeah, man.
Before we wrap up, I had another question about drinking. Pretty much all of you, most of you, as far as I know, have quit drinking, and you're at very different stages of your life now, like we were talking about before,
Yeah.
than when you wrote these songs and when you were playing last. How does it feel to be playing these songs now at this stage of your life, and reflecting on the journey that you've taken as musicians and as people?
That's an awesome question, because I do remember playing some of the songs. Like once we got the dust off at our first rehearsal, and they started sounding like they did. I remember singing some parts, and as I'm singing them along with Tommy and Ian, it just brought back the emotion of that song from that time, and it was really cool to bring that back. It was like a couple times, like Morven Park. What's the other? Taking Control. Too, I remember very vividly singing along with in those parts, and man, it brought back like good, bad, all the emotions from those songs and everything, in positive ways. But it was just cool. It was really funny to sing the party song when we when we practiced that one. There's the whole chant of that one. Getting drunk on the weekends, getting fucked up with my best friends was our motto back in the day. So it's been pretty
Right.
funny that two of us don't drink at all, or three. I think I don't think Kevin, he's either fully there or he's like might have a few here and there.
Mhm.
Jordan and Tommy, they're not drinking like they used to. I don't know enough to speak for them, but I know that they're taking their lives easier. But it's been cool, man. A lot of my friends who are curious, it's been awesome to kind of reach out, or have them reach out and just kind of talk about it, and not really realizing that hey, I'm a little over 3 years sober, and just randomly talking about it with some friends. Now they're curious about it. Now they're talking about how good they feel. Now they're half a year in, or a year in, or how a couple months. Every day's a victory in my book.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
You know
I
how
mean,
that is.
I'm 5 years sober now from alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 1 year sober from marijuana. Um, and yeah, I can honestly say like quitting alcohol is one of the best decisions I've ever made. I feel more comfortable being myself, and I had to come to a place of willingness to, accept myself without alcohol.
Yeah.
That was the hardest part for me. But once I got there,
And when you start waking up every day, and you remember everything, and you feel great, and I think once I got past the hangxiety, the long hangxiety of all the dumb stuff I did or we did or whatever, and then as I got older, I realized that if people remember that, they remember that as a drunk night, and if anybody really thinks back to that, was it really that important? Well, I can't speak to all occasions, because I definitely have some crazy ones myself, but I think getting past that was the biggest leap, and just kind of hit. Ian and I say it all the time, like no regrets of what we did, and just looking at what we're gonna do next. And that's kind of the mentality I think if anyone who's sober curious needs to have. Not worry about what they did when they were drinking, but worry about what they're gonna do when they're not drinking.
I
Because
love
that's when
that.
your life takes off without you even meaning to. You start picking up things to keep you busy, and things just kind of. I don't think Cowabunga would be playing again if we weren't sober.
Yeah,
If that part wasn't if that part of the equation wasn't removed, I don't think it would have ever come back together. Definitely not as awesomely professional as it is.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you guys would be in very different places in your life if you were still drinking. That's for sure. No
Yep.
guarantee. There's absolutely a guarantee about that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's great that you guys have been able to accomplish that. Build the families that you have, the strong support systems that are behind you in this endeavor, and getting a chance to revisit something that you were once so passionate about, and bring new life to it. It's really incredible.
It's been really fun.
Yeah, I'm really grateful that I will have the opportunity to be there and give you a
Me too,
hug.
man. I'm
I
so
might
stoked to see you. I'm gonna hug the shit out of you. I'm just letting you know. Bro
Oh, wow.
fans, you know, I still got like half my old Instagram photos. Got you tagged in them from when I first started Instagram. I just remember, you know, the bro chain necklace and just any. It was always the bromance was strong.
Yes, absolutely. And, it was so cool seeing Tommy. We both got the tattoo of the cherry cola dagger, which I'm really stoked on. Yours
I
is
love it.
definitely the best one that I've seen so far.
They're all sick, man. They're all sick. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, but it's going to be a good time. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in person again and just getting back together, talking about the good times and, creating new memories together too,
Absolutely, man. We should
Thank
all
you.
chug a Shirley Temple together.
Yeah. Maybe they'll have some athletic brewery beers.
Oh
or
God, I hope they have some.
Yeah.
If
We'll
not, I'm
see.
just gonna drink a 6-pack in the parking lot for old time's sake.
All right. Well, thank you, Joe. Good seeing you again, man. And I'll see you in a week at the show.
Hell yeah, brother. Looking forward to seeing you, man.
Love you.
Love it too, man.
Thanks for watching Evolved Podcast. Follow at evolvedpodcast.co on Instagram for weekly updates. Subscribe to Evolve Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and like your favorite episodes. Production and editing by Joe Fitzpatrick. Our theme music, Endless Cruise, is written and performed by Fingers, spelled F1NG3RS.